This is a special occasion for us. We in rugby league generally, both at the RFL and at club level, recognise that the demise of the Crusaders was a disappointment after so much effort having put into it, and that what it did more than anything was block the route for young talented Welsh players to come through into Super League, because there was no real structure of how that could happen. By allying Wigan with its profile and name to Welsh Rugby League would give them some pride, give them some future, give them a clear injection of expertise, experience, profile, pride that would help them, particularly on top of a magnificent Four Nations 3 weeks from a Wales viewpoint. Albeit not winning anything, they've performed competitively and well. We felt that that Wigan injection would do a lot for Wales Rugby League, and in return Wigan would get a preferred pathway for Super League players, players of calibre coming out of Wales who wanted to come to Super League will obviously have the first choice of Wigan. It's not an exclusive or anything of that type, so we've got to be on our toes all of the time, but there's a clear benefit to Wigan in having that pathway available.
The players that come through into the Wigan structure and develop in the Wigan structure will be available to play for Wales Rugby League, not England. I think that's drastically important. They are going to get some very, very good athletes. I think the thing is with Wales is that everybody plays rugby union from being 4 and 5 years old. They grow up with a rugby ball in their hands. When they turn their hand to rugby league, it's just about teaching them the rules and the regulations of what rugby league is. They've already got the natural ability, and I think with the coaching and expertise that Wigan will bring to that, they'll see some real drastic high turns in some of the players that'll start to come through the system. And when they get into a structure like Wigan, I think their improvements will be immense, and it won't be long before we start to see 7 and 8 young Welshmen coming into the Wigan structure.
Signing Gil and Ben, that's great for you, it's great for Wales Rugby League. What are they going to bring to Wigan next season?
Probably Ben's a little bit more advanced in his development than Gil. He's been playing the game a lot longer, and he's a very powerful athlete that's been progressing year on year, and was very sought after this time. I think there was 6 or 7 clubs chasing him, and luckily for us he's chosen Wigan. And Gil underneath him has had a great tournament with Wales in the Four Nations, has competed against some of the world top athletes in the game of rugby league and not looked out of place. So he's only 21 years old front rower. So they're both going to have big futures with the club, and part of their process now is jumping into pre-season and finding what the Wigan way is and seeing whether they can nurture themselves into that Wigan way. And underneath that there's Roddy Lloyd and Rhys Pugsley who've joined the structure as well, who are probably less advanced again and have got a lot of work to do to get themselves into the elite squad, but very, very good athletes in themselves. So they've probably got 4 players at the outset that have got a real chance of making the top grade.
Massive day for me, obviously. The announcement of Wigan working with the Scorpions and Wales Rugby League as well. That's a big announcement for them as well. But I'm here as well. Obviously they were going to announce me and Gil today, and excited to start the new challenge in my rugby career.
This is a bit of a step up from your previous club at Crusaders. How's that going to be as a challenge for you, and how does it feel to actually be joining a club like Wigan?
Obviously there's a different level of step up. The professionalism is far better at Wigan, but I'm the type of person that loves a challenge, and the challenge for me is to become a week in, week out player for Wigan, and that's one thing I will aim to do in the next few months.
As the first, you're going to be a role model for these young Welsh players coming through, hopefully.
Yeah, obviously we've got the opportunity to go over to Wigan now, but there is a lot of Welsh talent in Wales, and like I said, they've opened that doorway now for the Welsh young lads to to see if they can obviously go up to play Super League rugby later on in their career.
Do you think there's an appetite in Wales that we're still yet untapped?
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's a lot of young Welsh talent goes by the wayside because of the 4 regions. Obviously, they can't pick up all the players, and there is a lot of Welsh talent, I guess, put aside. And you know, for Wigan to tap into those players and get them on board with, you know, the likes of the South Wales Scorpions and Wigan, this is good for them. It's going to be good for the future of Wales Rugby League.